Hello guys, it's me, Naruto God. I know I haven't posted for a year now. Sorry about that. If you want to know why, look at my other video. I'm back. So yeah, but today we're gonna be talking about what if Naruto had the Attack on Titan Part 4. So let's get into the intro. Okay, so last time we talked about the land of Wave Arc and the Forest of Death, and now we are in the prim, preliminary preliminary of the tuning exams. But before we get into the tuning exams, we need to talk about Naruto's and Sasuke's ninjutsu. So Naruto would have learned wind explosion. The jutsu works by gathering wind chakra into a swirling ball that is hurled towards the opponent. So then Sasuke's ninjutsu would learning the mythical flower technique. It is a jutsu that sends multiple blasts of fire from the mouth. He would also learn dragon fire technique. It basically sends a stream of fire towards the enemy. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. And well, I guess that's so. Now let's get into the preliminary round. So most of the fights will go similarly to canon, except Naruto versus Kiba, Hinata versus Neji, and Sakura versus Ino. So in Naruto's fight, Kiba would charge at Naruto and try to punch Naruto, but Naruto would easily dodge and kick Kiba into a wall, and that would be Kiba knocked out. So then we have Sakura versus Ino. The fight itself would go the same, but Sakura would feel weak compared to her teammates, so she wants to get stronger. So basically, it will still be a draw with Ino, but after the fight itself, Sakura will feel she's weaker compared to her teammates, and yeah, so now she has that in mind and thinks she wants to get better. Yeah. So next it'll be Hinata versus Neji. But before we get into the fight, Hinata also has learned new jutsus trained. And those jutsus are the Gale Palm and Multi Shadow Clone Jutsu. Though she can only make 2 clones of herself. Yeah. So yes, now let's get into the battle. So as they fight, Neji will be Neji and say horrible comments to Naruto saying how she'll fail, she won't be able to beat him. Hinata just ignores this, and they both get in a stance, a fight. So Hinata will try to use the 64 palms on Neji. Neji would be a bit surprised, but he would also do the 64 palms. Yeah. So Neji, as we see, Neji is on the upper hand. It looks like he's going to win, but then Hinata quickly gets out of the fight, moves away, go back, and tries to use the Gale Palm on Neji. Neji would be surprised that Hinata learned the Gale Palm, a jutsu that's not from, their clan. So Neji would dodge. He'll try to attack Hinata, which he does. And so she does the 64 palms in Hinata, but then as soon as Neji finishes, it appears that Hinata was all of a shadow clone. Naruto would be shocked as well as the entire like crowd, or the tuning, and well, they would be surprised that that Hinata learned the multi shadow clone jutsu, and they'll be wondering how she did. And also Neji, she would also he would also be surprised, since he thought that all Hinata knew was just the clan's ability. Yeah. Um. So So Hinata will appear behind Neji. Hinata will also do the 64 pounds of Neji. It actually strikes, and all of Neji chakra is out. Hinata would then kick Neji into a wall. Neji would get back up and try to do the 64 palms again, but it would fail. And so then Hinata would sideswipe Neji into the wall again, kick him across the room, and that would be Hinata winning. And after this fight, Neji would be surprised that Hinata, actually was able to beat him. So Neji would come back, get back up, and he would look at Hinata and still in disgust, and said, I guess this is my destiny. Because he thinks now that that's his destiny. His destiny is just to protect. Yeah, shoot. And now that he's defeated by Hinata, he wants to get stronger. He still does think it, but he thinks his destiny is to lose to Hinata and then come back and, beat Hinata. So he's actually very confused. And he goes away and tries to train harder. And all the fights will go the same. So that would be the preliminaries over, and as in canon, they'll get 1 month of training. So after the rounds, basically, Kakashi would still take Sasuke to train, and would still tell Naruto to train with Ibisu. But Naruto, obviously, as in canon, would not accept this, and would also probably run away. He'll probably do the same thing that he did in canon. And meet Jiraiya. But while that's going on, Sakura, she would go to Kunai Sensei, because she's strong in Genjutsu and would want to get stronger at, get better at Genjutsu. So Sakura would go train in Genjutsu. Naruto would meet Guy Sensei, meet Jiraiya. But he would also meet Hinata as well. The Naruto's and Jiraiya interaction would go the same. But instead of this time Jiraiya just training Naruto, he would also train Hinata. So pretty much, Jiraiya would, tell Naruto, I know jutsu, do you want to learn the summoning jutsu? Naruto would say, no, not really, since he already has the Attack on Titan. That's for him pretty much, pretty much his summoning already, pretty much for him. So instead, Jiraiya would decide to try and teach Hinata this, and which Hinata would accept, and instead, Jiraiya would basically do the same, push Hinata off the cliff, just exactly how he did with Hinata. With Naruto. So as Hinata's falling down, of course he doesn't have the Nine Tails chakra. So and then, so as Hinata's falling, she's finally managed to make a toad summoning and bring Gamma Bunta. And Gamabunto is surprised that a little girl is able to summon him. 'Cause- yeah, so but he would still think Gamabunto will come up. He'll basically do the same thing he did with Naruto, and yeah, uh, Hinata would get control over Gamabunta. Yeah, and that's pretty much all Hinata learned. Naruto, well, Naruto would also be trained by Jiraiya, as I said before. He would, yeah. So Jiraiya would be surprised, and he would, Jiraiya would try. He thinks, oh, let me try and train Naruto to learn the flying Rajin. So that's Naruto's father's jutsu. So that's what they do, and I'd say it takes about half of the month for them to get the flying Rajin, and then after that, Joa would think that's all I can really train you right now, train for you. But he also thinks about his hair, jutsu, and would try and teach Naruto that. Naruto would train it, and he would also learn that jutsu. So yeah, and then we go to the finals of the Chunin exams. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you for watching. I know I haven't been posting a lot this past year, but I am back. So yeah, I'll try to post as much as I can. Uh yeah, I'll try to post as much as I can. So it's not guaranteed, but you know, hopefully, just be ready for my next video. For my next video, I don't know when it'll come. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. But be ready for it, and have a good day. Goodbye.
I'm on the back.